Humans have walked the earth for thousands of years. While we have the ability to move from place to place by foot, most of us rely on cars as our primary mode of transportation. Still, in many communities, we are seeing a resurgence of good old-fashioned walking.
People are looking for new and different things these days. They want to get out of their car, they want to walk, they want to be part of a community, and that's what we need to create and promote in the region.
The Maricopa Association of Governments, or MAG, conducts transportation planning for our region, including providing funding for pedestrian transportation projects.
We provided a secondary access and also provided some pedestrian safety enhancements.
In 1993, MAG formed the Pedestrian Working Group, later to become a pedestrian committee, to inform the region about the benefits of walking and to recommend and prioritize pedestrian projects for funding. These pedestrian projects are designed to connect our communities, our open space, our parks, our schools, and our businesses. One concept is known as the pedestrian freeway.
The Valley's Pedestrian Freeway is our vision for a regional trails system. It connects people, places, and promotes sustainability and health and wellness.
Research has shown that more people will walk when they can walk on pathways that have amenities, such as shade, wide sidewalks, and accessibility, just to name a few. Let's take a look at some of the design assistance projects that are shaping the development of many modern pedestrian walkways in our valley. Just a few years ago, this area near Grand Canyon University was a West Phoenix eyesore.
The pathway along the Little Canyon Canal here was really ugly, and the neighborhood wanted to clean it up, so they actually petitioned the city of Phoenix to apply for that MAG pedestrian assistance grant.
That funding helped build a half-mile-long, 10-foot-wide concrete multi-use pathway, complete with amenities such as new landscaping, security cameras, and art etched in the pavement. The new path helps beautify and revitalize a struggling area while safely connecting residents to schools, shopping, businesses, and parks. This is West 5th Street in Tempe. It connects cars exiting the 202 to downtown Tempe. At one time, 10,000 cars used it daily. Today, it is beautiful and safe, but it wasn't always that way.
And it was very dangerous for bicycles and pedestrians. Cars were actually driving on the sidewalk to pass other cars. It was a dangerous situation.
This project incorporated several new ideas, not only for the pedestrians on the sidewalk, but also using techniques known as traffic calming. Traffic calming is a way of slowing cars and enhancing the awareness drivers have of pedestrians.
To make the turns slower, what we did was we put in this median here, which created a separate bike path, separated and buffered the pedestrians from traffic, but also forced the cars to stop and make a very slow turn onto West 5th Street so they couldn't knock over pedestrians when they drove down and turned onto the road.
Even though this remains a much-traveled road into downtown Tempe, it is also a residential area and needs to be pedestrian-friendly by adding medians, curb extensions, diverters, speed tables, which are similar to speed bumps, wider sidewalks, and more shade. This area has been transformed.
Downtown is a place to experience, and you can't really experience downtown inside a car. The only way to truly experience downtown is on foot.
Downtown Mesa has been undergoing a renaissance with many new attractions such as the Mesa Arts Center drawing people to the center of town. And a lot of them are coming by foot.
getting out and interacting with people and walking along the sidewalks and window shopping and going from the museums to the arts center.
This emphasis on quality of life means Mesa residents can walk to the library, museums, college campuses, and the arts center. But downtown wouldn't be the destination point it is for pedestrians unless certain safety measures were in place.
We have barriers, we have landscaping, we have things that serve as a gentle buffer between the moving traffic and pedestrians. And the whole idea is to slow traffic down, but also to create that safety zone, that place where people can walk along the sidewalk and feel safe.
While pedestrian fatalities have gone down in recent years in Phoenix, the number is still way too high.
All of the cities in our region are working hard to make our streets safer for walkers. New laws, technology, and design projects all play a part. Here are a few things that are helping. Wider sidewalks buffered from traffic, more walk signals and countdowns, new pedestrian islands and overpasses, driver feedback speed signs, and school crossing guard training programs. And perhaps just as important, pedestrian education. Much of it boils down to common sense and some of the things your mom probably told you when you were a kid.
Look both ways, like they teach in kindergarten and everything like that. That's about it.
I was just crossing the street here on Washington, and the light rail was coming, and a car just turned right in front of her and almost hit me.
It'll turn white. The little guy will turn white to give you the signal to walk. That doesn't happen all the time, so you got to figure out, is it safe? If it's turning yellow or red, are they going to go? I'm just scared. Are they going to stop?
Try to get into the crosswalk before 5 seconds, because that makes it kind of hard. You have to run if it gets down that low.
Even though the light's green, you got to look both ways and make sure there's nobody trying to beat the train.
Crosswalk safety at intersections is important, but it's not the only concern. Sometimes people need to cross mid-block, especially school children.
We picked this location for the Hawk because we noticed a number of drivers were speeding through the school zone, oblivious to anyone in the crosswalk.
Hawk signals like this one near Thunderbird High School in Phoenix are a new type of traffic signal that are keeping pedestrians safer. In fact, research has found that these types of signals can reduce car-pedestrian crashes by up to 50%.
Here's how it works. The Hawk traffic signal activation is on demand. In other words, the signal stays dark until you press this button.
Walk sign is on.
Mid-block Hawk signals are more obvious to drivers, and as a result, drivers stop more often for pedestrians.
The yielding rate for the Hawk is about 97%, which is much, much higher than a lot of the other pedestrian treatments out there.
Because the Hawk crossing is an on-demand signal, traffic is free to continually flow until someone presses the button. Currently, there are 11 Hawk crossing signals in our region, with 2 more under construction.
When I come up to an intersection, I have to not only listen to the flow of traffic, because that tells me when a light is green or red for me, but I have to pay attention to our cars that are turning. I believe in being a defensive walker. That is, I don't press my luck, and I don't assume that the drivers are going to necessarily see me.
Even though Marcus Schmidt can't see drivers, he makes sure they can see him.
Motorists do have to be attentive downtown when they're driving. We have a real problem with too many people using their cell phones or being distracted in conversation. They have to be looking for everyone, and in particular those people who may need extra care getting across the street, vision impaired, elderly, children that are walking near the roadway.
Marcus works in downtown Phoenix, so he appreciates walkways that are designed with people with disabilities in mind. Like wide and straight sidewalks that are well maintained.
Here in Phoenix, most of the sidewalks are pretty smooth. They're not choppy, with big holes or tree roots, as is the case in several other cities.
Sidewalk cutouts help Marcus zero in on where the crosswalks are for easier navigation. Traffic engineers have incorporated many features into traffic signals that aid pedestrians with disabilities.
This is the accessible pedestrian signal, also known as an APS.
The APS serves many functions for someone who is sight impaired. For example, the beeping sound gets louder when traffic gets closer to the crosswalk. When it is safe to cross, the beeping sound will switch to a cuckoo sound. For those with hearing impairments, the APS is a good tactile tool. When it's time to cross, they can feel the vibration by keeping their hand on the arrow. David Carey lives in Tempe but works in Phoenix.
A lot of city leaders, for example, in Tempe as well as Phoenix, take great pride in accessibility in their city.